All right, everybody. Hello. Welcome to another video. This is partially a plan with me for this week. This is partially an explanation of something that I did last week that I recorded a set of video, and then I also recorded a plan with me, and then realized that I screwed up a setting on my camera yet again. I'm figuring it out slowly but surely. And all of my videos were so blurry, and I was just having so many technical difficulties that I just didn't even bother, and I was like, whatever, I will do a video on another day when I have more of my shit together, so to speak. And so that's what we waited for, and now we are here. And welcome. So you'll notice this is not my rings planner, my beloved personal rings with my veg tan chestnut that has my Franklin Covey compact inserts in it. This is still getting used. However, it's only getting used for right now my health and spending and notes, just general notes, like long-term notes in this book. The reason being is because I had a big shift in sort of the core of my planning this week, and I don't know if I want to use either of these washies. I was looking for one specifically that I got in a D-stash. I got both of these in a D-stash from Kelsey Doodles, at Kelsey Doodles on Instagram, and I got another one that was also in the D-stash that I kind of wanted to use this week, but I can't seem to find it in my drawer. It is somewhere in, oh, is it? No, that is not it. And I just don't think I have the energy to look for it right now. So we're going to go with either one of those two or like an old favorite there. I need to explain this book first really quick before I get started. So the core of my sort of event / task and capacity management, capacity being how many things I can put on a day or what projects I put on what day, and knowing, okay, I need to get this done this week, where is this going to fit, normally happens on my iCal. My iCal has 4 different, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 different calendars that get plugged into my family calendar, which is where I keep stuff for mainly my mom, my personal calendar, which is stuff for me, my work calendar for my business, and then my calendar for the business that I'm an account manager for. So all 4 of those things came in. Now the business that I'm an account manager for, we realized with some changes that we had in the last few months that we just had too many calendar conflicts. And the solution to that was putting everybody else's meetings on everybody's calendars. Like realistically, there was no other way for us to do it. I was either going to have to manually add them in some way, shape, or form, or put them somewhere so I know, okay, don't book calls, make sure that you don't overlap with this so we don't have any conflicts. And that shifted the way that the core, aka my master calendar, looks, because I can't really see visually at a glance what's on my calendar and then plan around it, because it has my calendar plus other people's calendars on it now. And so I would do a little bit of, like, I say time blocking in the loosest sense of the word, where I would kind of plan, okay, this is kind of when I want to wake up. This is when I'll do this. This is when I'll do this. Make sure I take a lunch break here. This is when I'll work on this block of things for here, and stuff like that. And that just is something that I can't now visually manage on my other calendar because it looks a complete mess. And the at a glance, I used to just kind of use it for reference, not real-time planning. It was more for reference, plus making sure that I keep all my appointments and stuff. That completely went out the window. It's just not viable anymore. And there's not a whole lot I can do about it. I can't uncheck that calendar because then I uncheck everything that's on that calendar. And again, that's where the root of our issues were to start with. It doesn't work. So, and I haven't found a workaround for that. And so what I ended up happening is I needed some kind of vertical weekly to attend to, which is where this comes in, where you guys know that I have a vertical, and then I was out of town here, so I didn't even bother filling it in. And then I also have this week, which is sort of my dashboard, where I would normally keep my personal rings, like a little bit of trackers, a little bit of cleaning. We kind of started some of this, started that. I'm counting this for last week, even though today's technically Monday. It's a holiday week. We got in from out of town late last night. And so I'm using today as kind of my Sunday / reset day. Anyway, I just needed something that would work. And I think I have figured out what I need to do in order to make rings work, with the addition of having a vertical capacity planning in addition to real-time dashboard checking things off. But I need to make these inserts, and I just haven't had time to make these inserts yet. I needed something that would work now, that would solve the problem today, aka last week. And also realizing like I need to change some things in my rings anyway, because there's some things that are currently not working, and I'll do like a refresh for when I get back into it. But there's certain things that are not changing. I love keeping my health and my spending sections in my rings, but I need my day-to-day planning, my weekly, etc., to be just a little bit different. So I'm gonna pop my little things off of here, and we're just gonna kind of get into this. So my monthlies in this look a little bit differently. I don't really need a monthly for actually looking at the month overview. I would use my digital calendar for that, but I do need a way, like an inbox of everything that happens through the month, for personal and for work, that I can reference on a weekly basis. I was having like a weekly inbox plus a monthly inbox, plus I had an inbox, and that's something that like none of those sections were getting used effectively. So I thought, well, let me just bury it into a singular monthly inbox that I can migrate from month to month, and check on everything. And I did that, and I did that. Did this, I did that. I did this. Oh, I didn't do that yet. Need to do that. Need to do that still. Need to do that. Okay. See, this is why I like to do this. I'm in the process of doing this, so this needs to kind of move on. Can't believe it's already going to be June on Saturday. That's not okay. I did update partially my rings. I need to finish that, but you'll see here, like I have like, this is a big task for this week. We're up north. I was out of office. I just need like an overview. And so this is June. She is continuing on. She is continuing on. She is not, but I talked to all three of those people. I migrated her. That my one client is in Vegas. We'll be traveling likely through this Friday. And so again, this is where I can just kind of put like, here's the overview of the month, and here's the inbox of everything. And then same thing for July. I'm not going to be in this book longer than July. I have it set up through the first full week, or the last week of July, which is technically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the first 4 days of August, just so I can kind of plan, because I don't know when I'm going to have time to make the inserts that I want for my rings, and then I have to print, and then I have to test them, and then you guys know how that goes. So I'm giving myself a little bit of space, but I had this blank Planner Monkey Co. Freely noted that I'm using. So I set up my dailies, again, 2 days on a page, because I need room for work. I need a timeline. This timeline is different than my weekly timeline, because my weekly timeline is the pre-planning. This is what I intend to happen, and this is what actually happens. So that's the difference there. And that's how we're going about this. Okay, so let me just get into this week, I suppose. Now that I have I had to figure out a couple of my appointments. I'm not going to fill in today because today's, again, kind of a reset day. I have a 9 a.m. with Jackie. That's meant to be half an hour, but I think we're going to use the full hour tomorrow, which is fine. And I'm just going to plug in the appointments that I have. Ugh, I think I need to keep my early morning chiro appointments this week. There's just not a good time for me to reschedule those two. And morning also isn't a great time. I'm going to have to get up, or try to get up hella early this week to get my shit done. Otherwise, it'll become a hindrance instead of a benefit, just because of the way... So this is all going to be like workout and chiro block here. So I can kind of block that out. And then I have lesson here. I don't have a lot of meetings on my calendar this week, and that's on purpose because I have a lot of project work that has to get done. I have a lot of marketing and a lot of client back-end work that has to get done this week, which means I need these big blocks of uninterrupted time to get through everything. Thursday, we're going to do and then I've got that's a 30-minute, and then I've got a community call. That's 45 minutes, and then I have a music lesson. That's 45 minutes. So Thursday's my busiest day, if you will. And then Friday, as of right now, I have my chiro in the morning, but I may reschedule this. And this would actually be this block. That might get rebooked just because that's early enough. I don't need to be up that early. The thing that I use my early hours in the morning for is like I actually kind of sit on my couch and work from my phone for like an hour or two in the morning. And when I don't get to do that, I get really behind on other things for the week. And now what I need to do is, so this is interesting because I have a week on 4 pages. And this is how I did this last week. And I actually really liked it. So I need to set up for my cleaning. So this is going to be week 22. May 27th through June 2nd. Okay. I have my trusty Tombow here. And how did I do this last week? Again, I'm counting this cleaning that's happening technically on Monday as last week's cleaning because I do it on the weekend. This is still technically my weekend. I'm out of office today, thank God. I ended up not using this packing list space, so that's okay. So, cleaning bathroom, floors, wash clothes, dust, bedding, fold clothes. We're just gonna put a little dot there. That's like my normal weekly cleaning. Okay, and then underneath, perfect. I'm gonna do my little spending log. And so I need the date, the money, and any notes on that. I'm gonna grab my little marker. And we're gonna just do notes. Okay. And that's if I need that much space. And then I'm just gonna leave the rest of this blank for now. I will fill things in as I maybe need them to be filled in. I really should keep these in there. This actually was really helpful. Stuff I need to migrate. Okay, so I need vitamins. Maybe I'll keep it all on this page and leave this blank for extra notes for the week. Vitamins, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I need to write it in the same order that it shows up in my rings because I do migrate this back to my rings. Adrenal multithyroid. I'm never good with my vitamins when we travel. It always takes me a day or two to get back up. Digestive fish oil. Fish oil and magnesium. PM drops. Migrated 2 rings. Perfect. And then I need journaling. I did not do hardly any journaling last week. Again, what order did I write this in? A6 cousin rings. I think I'm going to let my passport sit off to the side this week because I didn't touch it at all last week, which is totally fine. But because the passport was meant to be as like a supplement to my ring, so I have a space to journal. But now that I'm in this book, I can kind of do my micro journaling in here. And then once I get back into my rings, I'll bring my passport back out. It's an undated notebook, so it doesn't matter if I like do some in here and then some in my passport. If there's like a break, it's fine. As long as I do it, it doesn't matter where it happens, as long as it gets done. And then we're going to have NFN sessions. I just did, okay. And then check for migrated because I have a log for that in my rings as well. Okay, perfect. Now I'm gonna maybe add just, this is my weekly as of right now. And then what I'll do is I'll sit down and I'll kind of plan, okay, what is tomorrow gonna look like? What is Wednesday gonna look like? And I kind of do this as the week goes on. So like I might map out what Tuesday looks like, and then depending on how Tuesday goes, I'll sort of map out what I want Wednesday to look like, and so on and so forth. And that's what I mean by capacity planning. I have to be able to plan where my energy is going from day to day. And so today's kind of like just a home catch-up day. I'm gonna go run some errands. I'm gonna get a workout in, things like that. But you'll see I set up already 4 weeks per page here, and then a blank to do, again, exactly what I just did here, where I can just put in whatever I need to put in. Okay, so I can't find the other washi that I want to use. So I'm gonna use this one. This is from Taylor Ryan Design. It was part of a D-stash that I got from Kelsey Doodles. And I'm gonna block out 11 p.m. because I really don't need to this week. I'm gonna do my best to be in bed, like in bed at 10. And let that be the vibe. I don't even know what this washi is called, but it's so stinking cute. It's like moons and girls in cute outfits dancing around and very vibey. And so I sometimes prefer washi versus stickers because washi is just so stinking easy that I don't have to really think about it too hard. And it just is very low effort. And that's what we need right now, is very low effort. Okay, perfect. This is next week, so I'm not going to worry about that until we get there. All right, so my dailies. So this is today already. Again, day on 2 page. Why? Because typically a daily would look like this, where I have my work, and then I would have notes and personal tasks on this side plus a timeline, and that's very much how my dailies in my rings works. And so I like that when I open up my book to the daily, I only see the day that I'm on. I don't want to talk about how many things I didn't get done this week. We don't talk about that. Anyway. We're going to, I did this, and I did some of this, but I need to do more. I wrote it twice. I didn't need to write it twice. And I didn't even keep my timelines, if I'm being quite honest, on Thursday, and then Friday. Friday was when we left town, and then we were gone Friday. I did these. I did that. And we were gone Saturday. I didn't mean to write on the timeline here. And then we came home on Sunday. We were gone all day. We didn't go home till like 11:30. So I'm just going to leave those blank. Here's Monday. Here's my current, still need to finish doing some updates to my personal rings, but let's go ahead and I think these are really cute for this week. They're very like, they don't feel distracting. I think that's why I like them. I didn't even actually write in this book until like noon today. So it is what it is. And now I have this entire book dated with a line for a timeline through, like I said, that final week of July, that first full week, just in case I want to use it through then. I don't know if I will. If I don't, that's fine. If I do, guess what? Also fine. But I sometimes need to write things in on a specific day before that day actually arrives. So, hence why I need the days predated for usually at least a few months at a time. Wee. Can't believe it's already going to be June. That's just wild to me. This year has felt like it's drug on forever, but at the same time it feels like it's flown by. Okay. That was Sunday. All right, and that's Monday. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to grab really quick. I like this that I've been doing with the hollow stickers from Vixie's Plans. They've been super cute. I wrote today's to-do list too close to the day. That's okay. Oh, we missed a day. Whoops. Oh, I missed Wednesday too. You guys, what's going on? What am I doing with my life? How many of you were like looking at the screen going, Elena, you missed it? And I'm like, yeah, apparently. There we go. Okay. Let's try this again. Eight. It's going to look a little bit different on some of those pages because I already wrote like the word tasks in. There, you guys. Can you tell I'm so tired today? I just like, I want to get my stuff done and then like get like another good night's sleep. We were camping this weekend. It was so nice to get out of town. We camp. We don't usually camp like on the campsites. We camp on public land. And it's far superior because then you're not around a bunch of people, which is the whole point of camping, in my opinion, is to get away from people. And it was so nice. And then we went kayaking. It was a little bit windy the first day, but then we went back into a creek and fished. And that was fun. And we caught some trout that we had that night for dinner. And then yesterday, we were going to come home today. Today's Monday. We were going to come home today. And then yesterday, we were like, well, what are we going to do tomorrow? Like, what's the plan for the rest of the day? It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And my back has not been feeling the best lately. I'm in doing some chiropractic care 2 to 3 times a week right now with physical therapy to help get my back and my neck kind of back on track. The first night we camped, I didn't sleep great. And then we switched sleeping mats. Zach gave me the good one and I slept fine. But then we were in kayaks all day long and then I was sitting all day long. And then I didn't fish in the kayak because it was just, I'd never been kayaking before. And so we were like, why are these... What is happening? Today, that's Wednesday. Y'all, what am I doing? This is Monday, Tuesday. There we go. That's crooked. I don't care. Anyway, we're talking about like, okay, what do we want to do? And I was like, I don't want to get back super late on Monday because I still want to be able to like do laundry, relax, like get my stuff together for the day. Because Tuesdays is usually a pretty busy day for me. And I know that because we were out of town, I'm going to have just a little bit of extra things I need to do on Tuesday, which is fine. But I don't like getting home like super late and then having to wake up and go to work right away the next day. It's like I need a day from my, like I needed 1 day vacation for my vacation. Like we were gone for 3 days, so I needed at least like 1 day buffer before I like get back into the swing of things. Otherwise, I'll feel burnt out if I don't get that sort of reset time. Anyway. So I was super tired. My back was really sore. Zach didn't sleep good the night before because he didn't have the good mat. And so we just didn't have like the good sleeping arrangements. Also, my camp chair was really uncomfortable. And I was like, I don't want to just like sit here at camp. And I'm also tired. I don't want to hike because we went kayaking for several hours and I was tired from that. And I was just like, he was like, well, do you want to go home? I was like, is that an option? Like, can we go home? And if we do, like, what do we still want to do while we're up here? And the only other thing we wanted to really do is fish at this one creek by where we like to camp. And so we did that. That's all we did. And then we came home. We got home like at 11 o'clock last night. But in the process of packing up and we were joining the campfire, all the smoke from the campfire got like into my eyes. into my nose, and I like my eyes were burning. I was sneezing. It was really, really uncomfortable. I was miserable. We ended up having to like stop at the store so I could get saline because I didn't bring my contact stuff with me. I just wore my glasses. Anyway, ended up not feeling fantastic, which is never good. And it's just like I was feeling fine, and then I just got wind of the smoke, got downwind of it as we were packing up. It was just blowing directly at us, and it just really irritated my eyes. Anyway, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Gotta write my timelines in here. We ended up coming home early, and so we're just kind of like doing stuff around the house today. I'm getting caught up and reset on a few things, getting planned for the week. Zach is doing stuff and running errands, and we're just kind of going. I'm really hoping that next weekend, I don't have anything currently on my calendar next weekend, and I kind of want to keep it that way. I might do like a little D&D night with some friends got invited to play on a Discord channel. I might do that. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But other than that, I really don't want to have to go anywhere or do anything. I feel like the last few weekends, it's just been like there's always been something going on, which is fine. It's all been good stuff. But I'm just, my capacity, I keep using that word capacity, is just limited right now. And I don't have like endless wells of energy like I used to. That's just where I'm at right now. And so I like sometimes a little bit more of a chill. I need more buffer time, basically. I need more buffer / recharge time as the days go on. And I'm just gonna, it's Wednesday, tasks, personal, tasks. This is today. I don't even know if I'm gonna need this page today. We'll see. As long as I have it. Okay. Tasks. Personal. And this would be like notes over here too. Even though I have notes section in the back here, which I used already a little bit of last week, which is perfect. Again, if I use this whole book, great. If I don't, it's really just serving the purpose of I had a need immediately for something that allowed me to get organized, because I was realizing that with the change in my master calendar last time, things weren't getting done. And so, because things weren't getting done, I was like, something's not working. And then when I realized it was because I couldn't like plan out things like I'm used to, and I wouldn't mind a Saturday work catch-up day either on Saturday. I might do a little work day on Saturday. I'm not going to work on Sunday though. So I'm going to leave this blank for now, just like this. Here's today. I'm going to want to make sure I edit and post. So I'll just check those off there. Whee! This book is a little small for this cover. This is an Elysian paper D6 cover that was housing my cousin, but my cousin is now inside my Bujo planner, my Bujo planner cover. I haven't touched this like at all this week. I'll just give you a quick little like, this is what May looks like. What I've been doing is I'm just behind on having time to print, so I'm just printing screenshots of things or book covers, and I'll come back in and fill stuff in like later. But like this was Monday, and today is now again Monday, so I might do the same thing. And this is where like I say like I just need a little bit of time to catch up on this, and I haven't had hardly any brain power or time to journal, because then by the time I'm getting like wrapped up with my work and personal things during the day, there's just not as much time. So here we're still in May, so I'm not going to worry about migrating May over. That's fine. This is technically now this week, so I am going to stick my thing there, and my daily is here for today. That sticker got pulled up. So I'm gonna just plug that guy right there. And I think that's where I'm tempted to put my appointments in here, but I just know that some things might shift, so I might do that as I'm doing. I always plan for the next day the night before. So this is going to be FCA check-ins, and I need to kind of sweep and migrate. I need to finish planning. Where's today? I need to confirm the dates for our June trip. And I need to like sweep everything here. I don't even know where I want to put a lot of this stuff. So I might actually put it into my weekly just because there's not a ton of room in my monthly right now. Like, look at my May monthly. No. And a lot of this stuff has to happen this week. So we go work priority, and we're going to just, okay. This is basically everything that needed to get done last week that didn't get set up call calendars. I need to set up my lesson calendar also this week and send that out. Caboodle follow-up. That's gotta happen tomorrow. I've been waiting on their admin team to get back from me on canceling my subscription. Caboodle. Need to cancel that subscription. Okay. I need to do some marketing work, but I need to plan like a bigger marketing block too. I have, now that I have a plan, I gotta actually like do the stuff that's in the plan. You'll know how that goes. Oh, freaking A, podcast. Amanda. Outline. Record. And then I need to give them to Jackie. So this is like a priority. I was supposed to do that last week and I did not. Ooh, I did write new workouts for myself this week. Okay. Legal Shield. Docs. Stacy. Just continuing on. So she needs a new coaching agreement. That's Monday. Did that. That's migrated. Okay, Katie BNI visit. That may or may not fit in my schedule this week. Okay, and did that. Check-in video for FCA. Okay. Follow up Vicky. That's a Tuesday thing. It's gotta happen. Tuesday. Vicky. Yeah, my pen is like running out of ink. I need to order more pen refills or pick up some pens from the store. What's happening? Switch over here. Not as darker saturated as it should be. Did that. Did that. Did that. Did that. But that's still in process. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so this day is done. This day is done. I always put like a little star once the day is like closed out for work. I still need to do that, but that's, maybe I'll go personal priority this week. Again, I don't like always having a weekly inbox, but find passport and office declutter. There we go. Okay. Did that. Okay. Order, handle. I'm gonna just like cross things out. Okay. This is good. That's good. Friday was done. There's nothing on Saturday and Sunday, so I'm not even gonna. Wednesday. What was still left over on Tuesday? Nothing. Anything left over on Monday? Okay. Lawn chairs. I need to order my mom's dining chairs. I keep forgetting. Okay. So I'm gonna make just a little like sticky note for myself here. A little reminder on a page flag. For each day, I need to check my inboxes. I think that's part of why the reason the inboxing doesn't always work is because I don't always go back and reference them. Check inboxes. I think I need to do that on like a daily basis, and I'll just like leave it down here. I'll let that dry. Okay. Tuesday, like we said, the only thing that's currently on my calendar for Tuesday is Jackie admin meeting. And I think that's all she wrote, friends. I think that kind of covers getting this week set up, plus a little bit of an explanation of why I'm not currently in the book I'm normally in. I think I have just enough time to get a workout in and then go start my errands. And then when I come home, I'll have some laundry to put away. I'm trying to get all the laundry washed so I can just put it away this evening. All right, so let me check. So this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, case study's good. Thursday, FCA check-in's good. Friday, this works. Saturday, and another thing I need to add, I need to pay. This goes over here. I think that's pretty much it. Friends. Okay. See, this is why I like having like this as a weekly, but I also visually need to see like this. Does that make sense? Hope it does. Okay. Whee. All right, that's it. So here's this weekly. I'll map this out later today. Dashboard, weekly, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then again, in the back of this book, I have just blank pages. So I mapped out enough dailies, days on 2 page. So week on 4 pages plus days on 2 page for a couple of months, give or take. And then I have this as just all blank paper. And so I'll use this until I feel confident and comfortable enough to hop back into rings for my everyday carry. Otherwise, this will be my main book, and I'll use this in the back maybe for micro journaling as well, like I said, versus carrying around my passport. And then once I'm back in rings, my passport will come back into play. So that's all it is. Thank you guys so much, and have a great day.